Monarch Money promises to give you total clarity and control over your money in one modern app. But is it worth paying for, or is there a catch in the pricing? I plugged in my real financial life to track its true performance, and the results on how much Monarch Money really costs for value, and one thing most reviews miss, were eye-opening. Here's the reality you have to see before you sign up. Now, before we dive into the details of Monarch Money's subscription cost and to see if it's really worth it, let's be crystal clear about who Monarch Money is actually built for, and if it's the right tool for you to begin with. The truth is, Monarch Money isn't for someone who just wants to check a single bank balance. This app is built with one specific user in mind: the individual, couple, or family who wants a modern, unified, and collaborative command center for their entire financial picture. It's for people who need more than a simple spending tracker. Think about someone managing multiple accounts across banks, credit cards, and investment platforms. Someone who wants to budget with their partner without sharing a login, or who plans for long-term goals like a house or retirement. They value a clean, ad-free interface that offers both simplicity and deep customization. Monarch's entire system is built around giving you that complete, shared financial visibility. It offers key tools for connecting all of your accounts, creating custom budgets, tracking goals, and seeing your net worth all in one place. Now, that's a lot, but don't just take my word for it. When you look at other user experiences, the story becomes even more powerful. Take this user on Reddit, for example. He said he's used nearly every budget app there is and found that Monarch Money works best for his needs. He specifically mentioned that syncing has been pretty good, and he's content with the way the budgets are set up. He made a great comparison to YNAB, another popular finance app, pointing out that YNAB's philosophy is to budget every single dollar. He didn't necessarily want that, especially for categories with variable spending. He loves that in Monarch he can have non-monthly budget categories, and he said that the goals system could use some work, but overall it's been a very positive experience. That review perfectly highlights who Monarch is for. If you're someone who values a flexible, organized, and modern approach to money management, who wants to see everything in one clean dashboard, and who might be managing finances with a partner perhaps, then Monarch Money is built for you. Alright, now that you know who Monarch Money is for, let's get into the specific tools you're signing up for, which is key to understanding the true Monarch Money cost. The first thing to understand is that unlike some competitors with tiered plans, Monarch keeps it simple. One price gets you access to everything. So I tested every corner of this platform, and the features break down into a few core areas. The absolute foundation here is account connectivity. You'll get the most out of Monarch when you connect all of your financial institutions: banks, credit cards, loans, investments. This gives you a live, unified picture of your finances. Monarch works with 3 data providers: Plaid, Finicity, and MX, to connect to over 13,000 institutions. This multi-provider approach is a big strength. Why? Well, because if one provider has a hiccup with your specific bank, you can often switch to another. This has led to far fewer syncing headaches in my testing compared to apps that rely on just one service. This robust connectivity feeds into everything else, like the budgeting system, which is also incredibly flexible. Monarch offers 2 unique ways to budget. You can use traditional category budgeting, assigning a plan to every expense, or you can use their flex budgeting, which is genius for variable spending. It lets you create one high-level budget for all your flexible, unpredictable categories, so you're not constantly moving money between 20 different line items. This was a game changer for me, and it's exactly what that Reddit user praised when he compared it to YNAB. But it's not all about tracking the past, right? Monarch is built for planning. You can set and track unlimited custom financial goals, think new car fund or vacation, and you can see your progress right on your dashboard. But the feature that truly sets Monarch apart is how it handles collaboration. You can invite unlimited collaborators, like your spouse or your partner, and they get their own login to view all of the connected accounts you choose to share. No more sharing a single password. You can see joint reports and manage your money together in real time. A user on Reddit raved about this, saying it gives them 100% visibility across all of their individual and joint accounts, from checking to investments across Vanguard, Chase, and Fidelity. She said it makes managing shared expenses like mortgage and utilities effortless and tracking joint savings goals simple. There's also a brilliant recurring expenses calendar that automatically detects your subscriptions and bills, so you never lose track. And Monarch also keeps innovating. They recently added a stunning cash flow Sankey diagram. This is an interactive visual that shows exactly where your money comes from and where it goes each month. It's not just pretty, it's incredibly insightful. You can even share this diagram with amounts hidden for privacy if you want, with your financial advisor or with others. They've also rolled out Bill Sync to track credit card statement balances, iPad support, and even a built-in AI assistant you can ask questions to, like, how much did I spend on dining last quarter? And speaking of that AI assistant, it's actually the first of its kind I've seen that is actually useful, letting you conversationally ask about your own spending and cash flow. During my deep dive into this software, I found that Business Insider's personal finance team compared Monarch to the best budgeting apps and called it an industry leader, raving about its feature-rich environment and the ability to create infinite savings goals. And on Reddit, I saw a thread where a user asked if Monarch Money was worth the cost, and the responses were incredibly telling. One user replied straight up that it was worth it for sure. He mentioned he had used Mint back in the day and said that Monarch Money is simply much better. Another user gave a more detailed breakdown of his experience. He talked about how the app automated transactions for about 95% of his purchases after he set up his rules. He also had his investment accounts linked for net worth tracking and was using the credit score feature. His key takeaway was that it saved him hours each month on budget tracking compared to when he used a manual entry app like EveryDollar. So, is Monarch Money really worth paying for? Well, I think for the right person, my testing says absolutely. But let's be real, no platform is perfect. There are a few things you should know before you decide. In my research, I did come across a point of friction. I dug through some reviews, and I found a user who reported a billing issue. He said he was charged an annual fee despite notifying Monarch of his intent to cancel. Now, in my experience, and from scanning countless discussions, this type of complaint is pretty rare. Most users, including myself, have found the subscription management to be pretty straightforward. When issues do pop up, any legitimate billing problem can typically be resolved directly with Monarch's support or as a last resort through a credit card chargeback, though I sincerely doubt it would come to that for most people. And when it comes to Monarch Money's pricing cost, Monarch Money's subscription is refreshingly simple. There isn't this maze of tiers to go through. It's one annual subscription that unlocks the entire platform we just walked through. All the budgeting tools, unlimited account connections, collaboration features, investment tracking, and new features like the AI assistant and Sankey charts. So, what does that mean for the Monarch Money cost per year? Well, for a serious user who will leverage the collaboration, deep budgeting, and goal tracking, Monarch Money's price can feel very reasonable. It's an investment in your financial clarity and time savings. If you want to know the most current Monarch Money price or any active discounts, and to see if the plan fits your needs and budget, check the link in the description of this video. We try to keep it updated so you can make the best choice for your situation. So, what's my final verdict on the cost of Monarch Money? Is it worth paying for? Here's my take, straight from months of hands-on use. If you're someone who wants a modern, comprehensive, and collaborative view of your finances, if you're managing accounts for a household, and if you value a clean, ad-free experience with powerful planning tools, then yeah, Monarch Money is absolutely worth it. It's the difference between juggling multiple bank apps and spreadsheets and a whole bunch of other stuff, and having one clear shared source of truth for where your money is and where it's going. To get started and to see the latest Monarch Money pricing for yourself, check the link in the description of this video.